In this video, I'm going to break down the essential Python skills you need for AI and machine learning. I'll also share the exact roadmap and resources that have helped me along the way. Let's get straight to it. Hi, I'm Harry. I'm an AI master's student here in the UK, and through learning Python, specifically in the context of AI and machine learning, I've discovered which skills actually matter for real projects, as well as some practical resources that made a huge difference for me. First up, why should you even learn Python? This question usually comes from two angles. The first is, can't AI tools like ChatGPT and Cursor just code for us now? And the second, why specifically Python and not some other language like C++? On the first point, yes, AI tools can of course generate code, but if you don't know how to program yourself, you'll have no way of knowing if that code actually makes sense, runs efficiently, or even works at all for your project. The real benefit comes when you can program on your own and then let AI assist you. That way it becomes a productivity boost or a learning aid rather than something you rely on blindly. On the second point, Python has become the standard language for AI and machine learning, mainly because of its readable syntax and the ecosystem of libraries built around it. While Python itself isn't the fastest language, a lot of the libraries are actually written in highly optimized C++ code under the hood. When you call a function in PyTorch, for example, you're actually tapping into that performance, but with the simplicity of Python syntax. Alright, with that out of the way, let's now get into the roadmap itself, starting with stage 1, setting up your development environment. When you're just starting out, the easiest option is an online editor like Google Colab. It's a browser-based notebook environment, so you can get straight to writing and running Python code without installing anything on your computer. Eventually though, you'll want to install Python locally and set up an integrated development environment or IDE. Code editors like VS Code or PyCharm are great options for this, and I recommend learning a few keyboard shortcuts and familiarizing yourself with the environment early on, because it will save you a ton of time as you code more. Finally, the last skill in this stage is understanding virtual environments. You don't need to worry about them as a complete beginner, but once you start working on larger projects, they become essential for managing dependencies and avoiding version conflicts. I'll leave a link in the description to a great blog post on this. Once you have your coding environment, focus on mastering the following Python fundamentals: variables and data types such as integers, floats, strings, and booleans; conditional statements such as if, else, elif, try, and except; and loops such as for and while; functions to create reusable blocks of code; native data structures such as lists, dictionaries, and tuples; and finally, basic file handling such as opening, reading, and writing data. Beginners often get caught up in trying to find the perfect course to learn this, but in reality, most intro courses teach the same thing. I recommend W3 Schools and the Python for Everybody course, as the materials are freely available on their website and it includes exercises after each lesson, so you can start applying what you've learned. There is also a paid version of this course on Coursera if you want a certificate of completion. The next stage and set of skills you'll want to learn is some of the data science and machine learning specific libraries, such as NumPy, which is useful for efficient vector and mathematical operations; Pandas for manipulating datasets; Matplotlib, Seaborn, and Plotly for visualizing your data; and finally, Scikit-Learn for classical machine learning problems. A great resource for this is the Python Data Science Handbook. It's free online, and you can also get it as a set of Jupyter notebooks from this GitHub repo. However, it's important to use this as a guide while building your own projects, rather than reading it cover to cover before trying anything yourself. Pick a dataset that interests you, for example from Kaggle, and apply these techniques to clean, explore, and visualize the data. Learn just enough to get started, and then deepen your knowledge as your project requires. At this point, it's time to level up your Python and general software engineering skills. The key areas to focus on here are object-oriented programming. OOP lets you write reusable modular code by organizing related data and functions into classes. The best way to learn this is by building a project that benefits from this approach. For example, when I was starting out, I built a simple maze runner game. If you're completely new to the syntax, I recommend just checking out Free Code Camp's video. Advanced Python features, learning things like decorators and generators, which can help you write more efficient, higher quality code. Testing, debugging, and error handling skills, writing unit tests, handling errors gracefully, and learning to debug effectively ensures your code runs reliably and is easier to maintain. Additionally, taking some time to read up on best practices and style guides can be beneficial at this stage, especially when working on larger code bases. And while you're at it, building the habit of properly documenting and commenting your code will prove valuable in the long run. Lastly, Git and GitHub. Version control is a must-have skill. Git lets you track changes, experiment safely, and collaborate with others. Even if you're working solo, it's worth learning to manage your projects properly and share your work. I'll leave a link to a Git PDF of the most commonly used commands in the description, which I found useful. Now that you've built a solid foundation in Python, data science libraries, and software engineering skills, the last stage is diving into deep learning libraries like PyTorch and TensorFlow. These libraries enable you to build and train complex neural networks. Two good resources for this are the books Hands-on Machine Learning with Scikit-Learn, Keras, and TensorFlow, and Deep Learning with PyTorch. Going through these resources bit by bit, practicing the techniques, and building projects to apply what you're learning not only makes the process more enjoyable, but also makes these concepts stick, and you'll be able to showcase these on your CV or resume. If you found this video useful, you might like to check out my Machine Learning from Scratch series in Python. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.